Hi everybody, this is Tarina. I'm going to show you what all I did for the second half of my wedding gift for my sis-in-law. And I got these, I think it's Recollections flowers at Michael's. They were having a buy one get one free, which is great. And then there's the Mind's Eye Fancy That paper pack, and it's a 6x6 pack, and it's a gorgeous pack. The colors go really well with the Charlotte collection, and I figured since I've got such a small amount of Charlotte paper left, I would probably just substitute if I needed to. So and these photos, I remember talking about the borders that I left on some of them and not others, and the reasons, because they just kind of fit on there. They looked right. And I'm just going to go through what I have left of the Charlotte collection, which was not much at the time. I did have the cut-apart sheet that I hadn't used. I still need to use, but for the most part, I used almost everything, except for I didn't use all of the compliments, so I'm thinking I might just make up some cards. I don't know. That'd be a quick and easy way to get those used up. And the way this kind of sits out, I didn't want this only for their wedding photos. I wanted it for any kind of photo that they feel they want to show. I mean, they're a brand new growing family. They're going to have a lot of photos to enjoy. And so I wanted to start out with their wedding because, you know, that's kind of where it starts, part of where it starts. And so, you know, what kind of a wedding gift isn't going to have anything with the wedding to do with the wedding in there if you're doing pictures anyways. So I decided to do just the wedding and a little bit of the reception. For the most part, I'm just trying to figure out which colors fit on which photos and which ones look the best. And I do go through and I tried a couple different ones, and I think I do use one from the My Mind's Eye Fancy That collection. And as you can see, I'm bouncing around. There are a lot of beautiful papers in this one. And I have a paper hoarding issue. So when I got this, it was a very guilty pleasure. So I still have most of it. In fact, I haven't used anything since this project, so it just goes right back into my stash. So, but I'm sure I'll use it on something. I'm not afraid to pull from other paper lines and whatnot to make my projects what I want them to be. So I pretty much just got to figure out which colors I want on each thing, with each photo. The ones that have more of a white border, I don't want something too dark because it will just make it that much more of a contrast, and I don't really want everything to look at one photo. I really kind of want you, when you look at the whole piece together, I want you to look at all of them, not just one particular one. So trying to find that balance with the papers that I have left. It did prove to be interesting, but I think I managed it. It is much easier to cut them when they're taped down, or glued down, I would have to say. And I talked through this whole video before I fast forwarded it, and I really wanted to share that with you guys, but it came out to like an hour and a half of video, and so there was a lot of, it was definitely real time, which my time is, I am not a quick scrapbooker by any means, or crafter. I take my sweet little time to get things perfect, and so it usually ends up kind of biting me in the butt as far as having to do voiceovers. So I've been doing a lot more of those lately, and I think that's probably how it's just going to have to go, because I can't seem to keep myself under 20 minutes or 20, even 30 minutes. It's more like an hour to an hour and a half. So even for one layout, I'm just too picky. I don't know. But hey, I get to talk to you guys twice, and I'll probably be able to get a lot more done, since I will actually be able to craft while my kids are talking behind me. So or my husband, or my cat. I did notice that I did a lot of black for the backgrounds, and for that larger one with the white border around the photo, I didn't really want black because it was it was the largest photo on the whole thing, so I didn't want to really bring that focus in. But some of these had such dark colors to them that it needed kind of a balance. So, and some of them I add lighter colors behind it, I think. I don't remember. Ooh, I like that. And of course. Oh. And when inspiration strikes, I have to try it out, which makes my videos even longer. But at least I know that I didn't want it, or I did want it, or it was better, or it wasn't better. I think I was going to trim this down, and then I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go with the size that it is. I like the border on the side, but nope, still needed it trimmed. But see, look at that, I do put black, just a tiny black outline. And when something is crooked, I have a hard time leaving it that way. Even if it's the littlest, tiniest bit off. If it's really stuck down, I won't mess with it, but for the most part, I'll pull it back up. So now I'm trying to just figure out where I want these clips to be. I want them to be able to use the actual hanger areas for their keys and their purses and what jackets or whatever they use them for. But I do want the photos to hang nicely as well, because, you know, it's got to look good to a crafter. So, and I knew that everybody, all of the pictures weren't going to show, so I decided that I was going to tuck some in, and here I've got some of the flowers on there, and I think I just have them laid down. I don't think they're actually, you know, adhered yet. I think they're just kind of ideas. And I've added some of the compliments to the photos, and I hope that I did it so that they could change out some of the photos too. So the ones that are behind the other ones, they can switch out if they want to see those ones instead. And there's me being picky about where it goes to. Again. It's so interesting to see this photo here in the bottom right, because every time I look at that photo, I remember when she was 6 years old. She was the flower girl in my wedding, and so it's so crazy to see her in her white dress, in a white dress for wedding again. It looks just like her when she was little, only grown up. It's crazy. So I'm trying to use many of those complements as I can, except the feathers, because, you know, I gotta find something else to use those feathers on. I love those feathers. And the arrows. And I got me some foam tape from Close to My Heart in my consultant kit. I haven't used their foam tape before, but it actually works pretty good. It sticks really well, even when you don't want it to. And then I remembered that I have Zots, or dots, or whatever those are called. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to use some of those, and I'm going to use foam, and I'm going to use any type of adhesive that I need to get the look I want. So you'll see me flinging all kinds of adhesive out here. Oh, and there's my light. If I remember right, I wasn't able to see what I was trying to do, so. Because of the depth of the frame, I had to put a lot of adhesive on there, on some of those flowers. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out, is the difference in height. And this part will take forever. If I were to not have sped this up, this one probably would have been a full 45 minutes, I would have to say. I think it did, yeah, 2 45-minute videos and then a half-hour video. I do take a very long time to decide things. I go back and forth, and it's a very messy process. You could tell my table's already full of all kinds of stuff. Not to mention the seat beside me. This is when I didn't have my little crafty space in my closet. So I was using the dinette table and chairs or benches. So I think for the most part, other than sticking these ones down, I should be pretty much done. So if you like what you see, hit the like button if you would like to. I feel so weird asking that for some reason. I'm not sure why. With me being a new close to my heart consultant, I would really like my information to get out there if possible, and if you could help me with that, I would be really, truly appreciative. And sharing my videos, or going over to my Facebook, which is hellotarina, is a great way to either go shopping or to like my page. And I generally share my videos on my page, and I share information about close to my heart, and some things that don't tend to get on a video, or that I can't get on a video, I put up there too. I did a couple cards with the Operation Smile stamp set from Close to My Heart for the I think it was the last Annual Inspirations catalog, and the current Seasonal Expressions catalog. And I wasn't able, my video was doing all kinds of weird stuff where the audio and the video were not working well together, so the video got screwed up and the audio got screwed up, and so I just had to post photos, which, letting go of it not working it took a few days for me to do it, but I finally figured out that, it's going to happen whenever it happens. And if it's meant to be on a video, it will be on a video. And if it's not, then it won't. And all I can do is whatever I can do to make it happen. And if it doesn't, then it's not meant to be. So, if you do go over there, you'll probably see things you haven't seen on my videos, just simply for technical difficulties. But I'd love to see you over there. Sharing my page would be awesome. If you don't mind doing that, if you like what you see. And there's a link that you can go shopping at my Close to My Heart as well. It takes you to my online business address. And I think this is the last little bit. So I will talk to you guys later, and thank you so much for stopping by.